Alright, where free time? Move to free time then. Oh, we're faster now. Wait, let me just check what kind of gifts we should give to somebody. What do we have? Nintendo Switch, mint candy, crocodile drink, mint chocolate, romance. Is it mine? Who's this underwear? Yeah, Nintendo Switch. I think one of them would like Nintendo Switch. Where is she though? Forgot her name. Let's see. Wait, you? See someone come out of the laundry room door and walk toward me. That person is. I see someone come out of the laundry room door and walk toward me. That person is. Oh, Jumanji. Ah, Jumanji, what's the matter? Just stopping by the laundry? Jumanji then walked past me with her nose buried in her book, seemingly unwilling to continue the conversation. She should look up. Am I asking too much? What now? Hello everyone, it's 7 a.m. Yep. Of course it's 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. I don't really need to keep standing outside like this. Let's go to the diner. Yeah. Better princess of the universe. Speaking of which, Misaki's not coming. Misaki, by her own volition, was the first to arrive at the restaurant and the last to leave. I wonder if she overslept. I mean, is it really a problem to take it so lightly? It's a fact we sometimes forget, but we're in the middle of a murderous classroom. A certain amount of suspicion may be essential. This can't continue. We have to do something. This was the moment I jumped out of my seat. Wait. Oh. Alright, so you know the drill. Oh hey Miyuki, you're already here. You have been caught, Miss Misaki. I suppose an explanation is inevitable now, is it? As if to laugh at my worries, she appeared. You had me worried, Misaki. You're late today, aren't you? What, you were worried about me? That's a surprise. I'm sorry I was late. I'm a human and I sometimes oversleep. So I got ready and opened the door at the same time as that alarm. Somebody was coming out at the same time, so we made eye contact. I asked him to keep it a secret, and now you found out. I apologize for speaking like I'm an infallible leader and then screwing up like this. There's a reason I overslept, but it's still my fault. Reason? Oops, I'll save that one for when more people are around. In my experience, not too many people come to eat at this time of day, so we'll have to wait a bit. Are we eating? Can't hurt to do it. You said the same thoughts I had. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And so the three of us sat down to eat. Well, that's enough for me. Huh? Where are you going? As an extension of what I said earlier, I want to take a quick look at something. Just in case, don't follow me, okay? What are they hiding? Is there something going on behind the scenes? Tomoe, do you have any idea what Misaki's up to? Not at all, and even I have no idea what she's thinking. She claims to be the leader of all, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's something she's secretly working on for us. By the looks of it, Misaki's become quite trustworthy. She's been following me since I arrived at the school. I didn't give it much credit at first, because you could say I was hesitating between suspicion and trust. Although she was already falsely accused, she was also involved in the murder case, and she has not fully let go of it. But I think Misaki's feelings are genuine, and I don't want to ignore them, which is why I'm acknowledging her now. I'm sure others feel the same way. Huh, I see. Then before I could utter the next word... Hey guys, could you help me out for a second? Miss Misaki behind her. Miss Tadaira, was it? Miss Tadaira? What is it? Gentlemen, can you help us find Mr. Iwata? Iwata? What's going on all of a sudden? Iwata was supposed to be in class 1A, but he's gone. Tadaira says she saw him. I'm just coming out of the classroom and I didn't see Mr. Iwata, who was supposed to be there. Did you run into Misaki leaving the diner on your way back from the classroom? Yeah, exactly. Leaving aside the reasons for Mr. Iwata to be there, isn't it possible that he's just been sleeping in his private room all this time? We rang the doorbell a few times, but there was no response. Of course, he could be sleeping inside, but it is unnerving. I know it's annoying, but do me a favor. I don't know what it is, but why not? Where can I look? Miyuki, can you investigate the school building with me? Tomorrow and Tadara, can you investigate the dormitory building? Yeah, that's fine. If we find them, we'll let you know. Sounds dangerous. Sounds suspicious. We ran at the diner and split into groups. I'm not sure what the situation was, but I saw the urgency in Misaki and Tadara's demeanor and couldn't help myself. Maybe he went to the bathroom. Or he's sleeping in his private room. There were many ways to explain his absence, but tragedy always seems to shine when it gives you a little hope and then crushes it. And where we stand is in the middle of that hole. Oh boy. First, let's begin with the classrooms, in case he hasn't gotten back yet. Misaki turned around as he said that, but the pause didn't last long. The classroom door was wide open. Oh, no. What? What is it? From where we were standing, we had a pretty good view into the classroom. Beyond the disorganized bookshelves, I saw an object that made its presence very clear. The curtain has risen. For the actual protagonist of this stage. What? Oh, fuck, shit. Hiroto Iwata, the ultimate lucky student, was greeting us with a cold face. Oh, right. That's surprising. But then again, if you've played V3, another protagonist, you all know what happens there. Iwata. Hiroto, why? His death seemed obvious. The knife, which was deeply embedded in his back, and the eyes that lost their vitality, told the reality so well. Why did Iwata meet his fate here? Before I knew it, I heard footsteps behind me. Ah, there you are. We couldn't find Mr. Iwata in the dormitory building. Mr. Iwata? Are you finally gonna open your eyes? Nope. Shit. A body has been found. After some time, the class trial will begin. Shit. What is going on here? Yeah, good question. Iwata's dead from a knife on the back? Tadara could say no more and fell to her knees. So much for that concert. Every goddamn time we organize something that will help us alleviate the paranoia. But then this happens every goddamn fan game. Okay. Chapter 1, Condemned Inside the Sandcastle. The sandcastle inside condemned. Oh, wait, what? Deadly Life. I read that opposite. It was not long before everyone else arrived on the scene. Oh, God. Damn it. Someone said he was lucky? Oh my god, that's so mean. What the? Ah, yeah. Students' reactions to the corpse were mixed. Some, like Igo and Jumanji, didn't seem to mind, while others, like Shinano and Mikawa, reacted violently. 15 people, we're all here. It's starting to happen. Starting? What is? The class trial. That's what they mean. Good answer, Miyuki. To my great pride, we have a killer student among you. This teacher is so happy. Cut the crap, there's a murderer among us. Yep, the killer is among the 15 remaining students, you. Won't listen. The possibility of falsehood exists. This bears cunning. You still think so little of me? This is disappointing, Mr. Blade. Monica must never lie about these events, and I never meddle in murder. It's an iron law. There's no such thing as a reasoning game without adhering to these simple principles. You need to work on that, Mr. Blade. Curse you. Speaking of class trial, let's get back to business. We all know the rules of class trial, and I don't think there's anyone who hasn't learned them by now. As I said on TV, I'm going to give you time to investigate the case before the trial. I'm going to be very generous, so don't worry about missing any evidence. And given that almost all of you are non-technical and inexperienced, I'm going to give you a gift to help you with your investigation. Call it the Monokuma file. This file lists the estimated time of death of the victim, the condition of the body, and any other noteworthy details. Use it to help with your deductions. I think I've covered all of the important stuff, so I'll see you on the trial floor. Good luck. Monokuma, wait. As Monokuma turned to leave, Shitanda's voice echoed down the hall. Mr. Shitanda, I've never heard your voice so loud before. Is something wrong? You shouldn't go yet. I haven't heard an important outcome. What happens if you have an accomplice in the case who helped you commit the murder? Do you graduate with them? Ooh, I forgot to explain that important rule. I guess I should have known better. I told you I'm fair when it comes to class trials. That said, I think it's wanting to tell a lie and another to hide the truth. I know you would if I were you, because I'm pretty sure I don't intentionally withhold information. Now let's talk about the accomplice rule. To put it bluntly, nothing goes to the accomplice. After winning the trial, the only person who can escape is the killer, and you can't put a spoon on that. They don't get special treatment, they just get executed with the rest of the students. No student had ever asked about this important rule before. The teacher was frankly disappointed. No one asked? Oops, I ran my mouth too much. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So whether you're the blackhead or spotless, I wish you the best of luck. Bye. With those words, Monokuma disappeared, as usual. I still have no idea what he was talking about. It seems this is the only way to go. It's true, if you don't want to die, you have to move. Ego pushed herself off the wall she was leaning against and strode into the classroom. Wait, you can't go in there. What? I mean, I can't let you go in there alone. You could be the one who did it. If you do, you'll be leaving with the evidence behind, albeit briefly. Makes sense, and if you're sure, let's go in together. And it's always good to have more than one person on site to keep an eye on things, right? According to Monokuma, there are no accomplices in this case. If they had, they would have realized that they had nothing to gain from Monokuma's testimony and would have come forward immediately. Yeah, that would have been nice. Oh, and just in case, I didn't suspect anything. Was I a little rude? Now I'm not criticizing you, because you made a good point. Anyway, let's get started. No time to waste, right? Yeah, we must begin, to reveal who is lurking among us with bated breath. To survive, to struggle for one more chance. Can I save first though? Just in case the game crashes? And just like that, I was once again face to face with a corpse. Hey, nice music. Iwana's body wasn't in a gruesome state as I had imagined. He was lying on his back with a kitchen knife stuck deep in his back, but he was bleeding sparingly because the knife hadn't been pulled out. However, there was some blood coming out of his mouth. Yeah, and his eyes are also pink. Okay. Can I save first? Nope, not yet. So I stood and looked down at Iwana's body, felt a little dizzy and rubbed my forehead. Once again, something in my instincts beyond my memory was sending me signals. How was I supposed to interpret it? Realizing it would be dangerous to stand any longer, I haphazardly slumped into the next chair. Hey, don't mess with the stuff in the scene. Sorry, cut me some slack. My head is about to burst open. That's a pretty unusual reaction for you. Did you see the dead body? No, this feeling is not fear. Can't quite put my finger on it, but its identity is clearly floating in my frontal lobe. There's no other way to identify it other than deja vu. It's understandable if you've never seen a corpse before. It's rather admirable that you had the courage to come this far. If you think it's too much, you can walk away, so don't try to force yourself to watch it. No, it's alright. What the fuck? What is going on outside? Whatever my feelings are, they should be put aside for now. There's life and death at stake here. I picked myself up and moved closer to the body. The floor is deteriorating. The flooring here has always been very squeaky. I tried to be as careful as possible, but it was still sounding. Interesting. While it may come in handy later, for now, I think we should take a look at this first. Misaki then pointed to a black file lying next to the body. Could this be the Monokuma file? I picked up the file and opened it up. The victim is Hiroto Iwata, the ultimate lucky student. Body found in classroom 1A. Estimated time of death is between 6 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. The cause of death is believed to be asphyxiation. Asphyxiation? With a kitchen knife stab wound to the back. There are no other visible injuries. What? I thought, wow, that's really simple information. I read the file again and again, wondering if I had misread it. Asphyxiation? Really? So he surely wasn't stabbed to death, and if so, was the stabbing a mere camouflage? A million things were going through my head. Because of the blood. Before I knew it, Kizuki was looking over my shoulder at the Monokuma file. Blood? Are you saying that blood can cause suffocation? I just got back from performing a quick autopsy. Iwata's lungs were full of blood. What? Holy shit. Because the knife had reached the lungs, the blade acted as a kind of bridge, allowing a large amount of blood to flow into his lungs. Oh wow. That explains the blood coming out of his mouth. In other words, there wasn't much external bleeding. Yeah, as you can see, there's hardly any blood on the floor. If it hadn't punctured his lung, he might have survived. It must have been a pretty risky choice for the killer to leave the knife unattended. If he didn't get a certain amount of blood into his lungs, he wouldn't have died. Yeah, it was a bit of a stroke of luck from the killer's perspective. Pulling out a knife would have been a more reliable way to kill the victim. Then the killer stabbed him, knowing that a stab at this angle and his death would surely cause him to suffocate. In other words, the culprit is the only medically literate person in the room. How about this hypothesis? What do you mean by that? It doesn't matter. It's probably a false hypothesis anyway. Interesting. In all seriousness, no matter how medically savvy they were pushing their luck. Stabbing an unharmed man in the back with a single blow to the lungs, then fleeing without further action? This is not possible unless they were lucky enough. Again, instead of killing Iwata for sure, the killer was taking a high-stake gamble. I see. Have you told this story to anyone else? No, I just finished the autopsy. This is the first time I'm speaking about it to you. Can you then explain it to the rest of the class so that they have fair information? Yes, absolutely. Thanks. I'll do what I have to do. Cool. Can I save now? Nope. Annoying. I turned my head away from Kizuki. Wait, everyone, please look over here. My head instinctively swiveled in his direction and the sound of his loud voice. So since we're gonna be doing some kind of deduction anyway, I thought I'd get an alibi first. Alibi, that is quite a word. According to the Monokuma file, Iwata's death was sometime between 6 and 7:30 this morning, right? It would be nice to take turns testifying about what happened in between. You're right, Shitada. It would be nice if someone could prove their alibi. Let's begin with me. Well, I usually leave my room around 6 a.m. but today I overslept a bit and left my room at the same time the alarm went off at 7 a.m. I'm sure Tomoe knows that, right? You're right, I opened the door to the sound of the 7 o'clock alarm and I made eye contact with Misaki, who opened the door at the same time. So after that, Tomoe and I went straight to the diner to meet Miyuki. After the three of us ate, I left and I ran into Tadaira, who was heading for the private rooms, right guys? Yeah, I left the private room before 7 a.m. and arrived at the diner, where I met up with Misaki and Tomoe shortly thereafter. I finished getting ready a little after 7 a.m. and headed to the classroom with the intention of stopping by before the diner. Mr. Iwata was in the classroom, which puzzled me for a moment. I thought he might have gone to the restroom, so I headed back to his private room. That's when I ran into Misaki. Misaki thought this was a little strange, so she joined Miyuki and Tomoe, who were in the diner to look for Mr. Iwata. That's a bit odd. It sounds like Iwata was supposed to be in this classroom unconditionally. That's right, Iwata was supposed to be in this place. What does that mean? Could you explain? Unlike me and Tomoe, who didn't know why we were looking for Iwata, Misaki and Tadaira seemed to know something. I've been wondering about this for a while, and now it's time to hear the explanation. As you can see from the mess, Iwata was organizing the place to prepare a concert. Concert? There was a spur-of-the-moment plan yesterday. Shinano, Tadaira, Fukuoka, Iwata, and me. Misaki then told us everything that happened last night, from 9 p.m. when she called Iwata, until they parted ways at 10 p.m. Okay. In other words, the 5 of you prepared for the concert, and when Mr. Iwata offered to take over the chores, you agreed. And Iwata was attacked by a killer while he was cleaning up. If I hadn't left Iwata in charge, or at least maybe it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't left Iwata alone. It's not your fault. There's no need to beat yourself up, Misaki. Of course I had no control over the culprit, and I had no idea this would happen to Hirudo. But it's also true that I was short-sighted and complacent, and I'll take the blame. After successfully clearing the class trial. Let's hope we can reprimand you for that. Okay. Let's get back to alibi. So far, Kuzo has an alibi, Tomoe, Miyuki, and Tadaira, none of whom have proven their alibis. For what? Didn't Tomoe make eye contact with Misaki? Isn't that alibi enough for him? For the record, I didn't leave my private room until well after 7 a.m. when I heard Tomoe's call and rushed to the scene. I got out about the same time and was on my way to the classroom. We were almost there when the body discovery announcement by Monokuma went off, and I wondered what was going on. But then I heard shouting coming from the direction of the classroom. That's similar to me. I would have been the first to find the body after Fukuoka. I didn't get out until a little after 7 when I heard Tomoe's doorbell, so I'm guessing it's similar to yours. In addition to Tomoe and Misaki, we have Kana, Justin, and Shitanda, Jumanji, Sarashina, Mikawa, and Kizuki. Everyone is catching up, right? Almost all of the 7 named nodded, except for one. Hey, I have something to say. Can I say it? Oh, what is it? Tell us quickly. I've been out of my private room since 6 a.m. I read a book while doing laundry in the laundry room and returned to my private room shortly before 7 a.m. The transfer student over there should know, don't you? You're referring to Miyuki, right? Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Jumonji then walked past me with her nose buried in her book, seemingly unwilling to continue the conversation. She should look up. I saw her walk out of the laundry room. And then I heard people calling, so I came here. You were out at 6 a.m.? You were up really early, so did you see or hear anything? Jumonji shook her head. Nothing at all. Nothing seen, nothing heard. Was there anything you didn't see or hear because you were too focused on the book? That's unfair. I was paying close attention to the book, but not to that extent. Okay, guess I'll take that. Interesting. So we've heard everyone's alibi, so it's a lot of intricate intersections, but it all boils down to nobody has a verifiable alibi. What? Eyewitness accounts? 2 people confirming that yep, this guy really did the thing. Even the person with the longest alibi only has one from 7 a.m. in the end. I don't think we can narrow down the suspects with alibis. So no one has an alibi. There isn't a single person who can prove they weren't there, and the number of suspects still stands at 15. It certainly is that way, but let's not get carried away. The investigation is just beginning. Yeah. Shitanda, is that everything you need? Yeah, that was very helpful. Thanks. That's everything. Then we can split up and investigate from here. Please, take care. Cool. Can we... Oh my god. Investigation side has begun. In the investigation side, you'll gather clues that you use in class trial. Those are collected in your e-handbook. Yep. Menu. Yep. Okay. Note that objects can yield a truth bullet marked with a special exclamation point. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. We can save finally. I was scared that the game would just crash. Top to bottom. Let's talk to people. Kana? She's thinking about something, right? corpse. I saw the body in front of me. Iwata is dead. Someone is dead after all. I wonder who's next. Will I live? It's going to be hard to talk to Mikawa. Jumanji seemed focused on her investigation. What are you doing? Looking at me? I figured you might focus on the book in the situation too. You may be confused, but what is the difference between reading and living? Isn't it true that if I want to read more books in my life, I have to do this first, right? She's really pale. I can't believe a murder took place. I'm devastated, and I feel sorry for myself for having to watch. Don't beat yourself up. It's not your fault. No, I should be berating myself for not doing anything. Nothing can be done with a pathetic spirit that is unable to look at reality. Please, let me take a moment. I know what he's thinking, but investigation first. Hey Miyuki, how's the investigation going? Haven't started yet. So, how about you? Same here. I can't see much that can be considered evidence in here. Sounds a little irresponsible, but I still want you to push it to the end. Sure, good luck to you too. Leave the autopsy to me. Justin stands upright, staring at the corpse with a grim expression on his face. I don't think I'm in a position to talk to him. Iwata, why Iwata? Fukuoka continues to mutter the same words with a sad expression on her face. I didn't think he'd die first. I'm a little surprised. As if the murder was somehow inevitable. It's just something that was bound to happen. Isn't it amazing how we're able to hold on when they're openly trying to kill people like this? Got a point there. Tsubaki maintained an uncharacteristically somber mood. Tsubaki, are you alright? I don't know, Miyuki. I came all this way just to laugh and have fun. Thinking that I would be of no use in this situation, I suddenly felt a little depressed. I see. It's probably best to leave her alone. Top to bottom. What? I'm thinking right now. Come back to me later. Let's try talking to them again after some time then. Iwata. I can't get that last conversation with Iwata out of my head. And the first victim of what we all feared would happen, including Misaki, was you. I'm sorry, Iwata. Maybe you were right after all. The only thing I can do for you now is to find out who killed you. I'll do my best for you. The victim is Hiroto Iwata, ultimate lucky student, body found in classroom 1A, estimated time of death between 6 and 7:30 a.m. Cause of death is believed to be asphyxiation with a kitchen knife stab wound to the back. There are no other visible injuries. I wonder. What is this? A grey cloth laid near Iwata's body. It was crumpled on all its sides, and by Chunk's estimation, quite large. Since it was near the scene, I thought it was an important piece of evidence. It's heavier than I thought. It wasn't so much that I couldn't lift it with one hand, but it wasn't exactly the kind of weight I wanted to lift with one hand. I ended up using two hands to lift the fabric. As expected, the fabric was stained with traces of blood. The way it looks and where it's positioned, it's safe to assume it was used by the killer to stop the blood. But I can't assume that this was Hiroto's blood. I turned to Kizuki, who was examining the corpse beside me. Huh? What? Do you mind if I ask for this? I found some blood on the corner of this. I wanted to make sure it was Iwata's blood. Okay, that's good enough for me. Kizuki stood up and took the cloth from me. It's a lot bigger and heavier than I thought. If you're not strong enough, you won't be able to carry it. Are you saying you can't carry it? Sorry, I'll ask you later. Certainly Kizuki's physique was on the slender side. It might have been difficult for her to travel long distances with those brittle arms. Yeah, let me know when it's time. Thanks. Okay. Shinada seemed to be in a panic. He was crouched in the corner of the hallway doing nothing. Shinano, look at me. I know you're overwhelmed, and rightfully so. But a class trial is coming soon, and we need to survive. And we need your help to do that. Only you can do this. I'm sorry, but can you help me? I grabbed Shinano's shoulder and pleaded with him. Shinano hesitated, but then nodded, albeit weakly. Okay, so the video camera. Can you show me that? This? Shinano, in the midst of his panic, held up the video camera he'd been clutching in his arms. This is why I reached out to Shinano. Yeah, that one. You left that video camera on all the time while you were in the school. Maybe there's something useful in the footage you recorded. Yeah, okay. Shinano began to manipulate something on the screen of the video camera. When can you show me? Sorry, it's a little hard to find the scene you're looking for because everything that happened last night from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. was recorded at once. Since 7 p.m., what were you doing? It was a long 2-hour interview from 7 to 9 p.m. in Sarashina's private room. If you ask him, he'll tell you. Shortly thereafter, Misaki called me and, oh, can you just watch it from the beginning? Then Shinano played the video and showed it to me. The video began with a first-person view of Shinano closing the door to Sarashina's private room. And? Okay, so that leaves us with... Hey, Shinano. Wow, that surprised me, suddenly showing up like that. So what's going on, Misaki, Tadara, and Fukuoka? Why are there so many of you? Aren't Girl Scout cookie sales troops usually 2 people? Cookies? I'm a baker, remember? Actually, there's something we're secretly working on. So we were thinking of nudging Mr. Shinano into joining. What do you think? Oh, is it a surprise? If it is, I can't be left out. What is it? Don't you get the idea that the person I'm accompanying is not someone else but Tadara? So, are you organizing a cello recital or something? Bingo, you're a fast thinker. I just wanted to lift your spirits and we're having a rough morning, so I thought it was a good time. Okay, I'm in favor of it. So is it just going to be the 4 of us? Now I'm thinking of bringing in one more person. Who's that? Hiroto Iwata. That's all we need. Iwata. I thought Iwata was supposed to be reformed and join us this time. I think his participation in an event like this is a great way to show that. Wow, so you had that in mind. Of course, who am I? Misaki, okay. Don't overdo it. Then we can go to Iwata's private room. It's not like he's wandering around at this hour. Yes. Okay, let's go then. Okay. From then on, it was just as Misaki had told me. I was short on time, so I fast forward to the middle, but the general idea is the same. Well, that's what happened. What do you think? Did it help? I think we're there, but we're not really done. So if you don't mind, can you show me the other videos? Another video? Maybe there's something that could help. The footage you've been capturing is a precise and accurate record of the past. You're a moving CCTV. There's no more reliable testimony than that. With that said, I'm not sure which of the videos would be evidence. Then I'll fight it for you. Can you give it to me? Sure. I took the video camera from Shinano and began fiddling with it, looking at the screen with him. This was my first device, but the interface was simple enough that I had no trouble operating it. I started fast forwarding through a few videos. Most of the videos were uneventful, showing students going about their daily lives, but if Shinano had really been recording all over the place, there would have been some helpful footage. That's what I believed. And then, here, Shinano. Why? I just want to know what you think. Look at this. What is it? Hey, did you see the cloth lying next to the body? Yeah, it's not like I didn't see the body, but why? I think there's a clue here. Look closer. Well? The location shown on the display was the warehouse. What are you referring to? Look at here, at the bottom of the shelf. I don't see it. Huh? Oh, the cloth is there. Okay. Isn't this that fabric? Do you see it? It's definitely the same fabric, no crumpled luck, no different color, no difference in volume either. Yeah, I believe so too. The source of a fabric, we don't even know where or how long it's been there. It will certainly help. I'll have to go to the warehouse first, and I'll have to check for myself. Yeah, I'll go with you then. Okay. I hurried to the warehouse, keeping pace with Shinano, hoping we still had enough time. There it is. It's confirmed. As expected, the fabric in the video was gone. When did you take that video? 2 days ago. The time is 11 PM, so you're saying the killer took the cloth after that? 2 days ago? I don't think that's going to narrow down the suspects. They could have done it any time in the middle of the night. But now we know the source of the object that the killer may have used. That's one step forward, right? Shinano's face is suddenly cheerful. Wonder if he's just happy that his videos are helping. While we're at it, let's take a look at some of the other videos, just in case we can find something unexpected. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay. So at Shinano's suggestion, I walked back to the scene of the crime and reviewed the remaining footage with him, only to realize that no more. What do you think? Do we have anything? Honestly, I'm not sure about the images without the cloth, sorry. Don't worry, I'm just doing what I can. For now, why don't you tell others about the evidence you've found? It might come in handy. Okay, I'm not a brainiac, so I'm going to help you out in that regard. Thank you. Well, I'm going to ask Sarashina about what he heard earlier. Okay. Can I talk to you now? What? I was wondering if you knew anything about the case. I know 2 things for sure. The first is about that weapon, the kitchen knife. Really? I could be the culprits, believe it or not. I was in the dining hall until 7 PM last night, by which time there were still 4 kitchen knives hanging and no one coming or going. Could it be that they had a spare knife? You dumbass. No, you joined a little late in this place, so you didn't know, sorry. Ask other students and they'll tell you. We searched the entire school, including the cafeteria and kitchen, but there was no such thing as a spare kitchen knife. Well, that's certainly useful information. And secondly, we don't have any other fabric in the school that we can use. Huh? What do you mean? Can't think of anything smaller and lighter than that fabric. I don't know what that cloth was used for in the warehouse, but I'm pretty sure the killer used it to stop the blood. See? It was practically the only fabric available for that purpose. That's what I found when I was investigating. Yeah, I got it. Thanks for the clarification. Sure, good luck with your investigation. When I leave the classroom, I'll have to investigate where the knife used to be. Okay. Time to go out now to the diner. Oh. Wait, somebody here. Tadara didn't investigate, just stood in the hallway, staring blankly into space. Hey Tadara, can I ask you a question? You must be Miyuki. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm only going to ask you one question. Before you ran into Misaki, you said you were on your way to the classroom. Yeah, that's right. Were you just on your way to the classroom or did you stop somewhere else? It is as I said, I didn't do anything different. Did you take a closer look at the classroom at the time? And did you not see Iwata because he was in the corner or blocked by a desk? Yeah. Not really, because the classroom structure isn't that complicated in the first place. Well, Iwata's body was conspicuous by its absence. There's no way you didn't see it. So Iwata disappeared and reappeared as a corpse during that brief interval. Any word on that? Tadara shook her head helplessly to this question. I'm really sorry I couldn't be of help. You don't have to apologize. I heard the answer and that's good enough for me. Hey, Sarashina. What is it? No big deal, I just heard something from Shinano. Last night he said he was with you from 7 PM to 9 PM. It's true, I agreed to be interviewed because he wanted to know what it's like to be an ultimate student. From the way he talks, it sounds like he already interviewed other students. So from 9 o'clock Shinano was out, and he didn't come back in, right? Right, I'm pretty sure he asked me everything he wanted to know. He never looked for my private room again after he walked out. Why do you ask? Are you doubting Shinano? Of course, because we have to be suspicious of everyone. Well, that makes sense when you think about it. Anything else? Oh, that was helpful. Thank you. Wait, what? What? Near the end of our investigation, I was supposed to go to the diner to confirm the missing kitchen knife. Headed to the kitchen for one last check. Oh, there you go. The game just did it for me. There it is. The original 4 knives were reduced by 1 to 3. It seems likely that the weapon was taken from here. So there you were. I've been looking for you for a while. Ah, Kizuki. Yes, I've been prepared for the blood test. I need you to bring me the cloth. Alright, where do I move it? You can go to the infirmary. That's where we have a lot of chemicals. Personally, I'm disappointed that there are only a few drugs, but at least we'll be able to determine if it's Iwata's blood or not. Cool, that's a thing. Alright then. Wait. I'll join you. Ego, what's going on? I picked up on what you guys were saying in the classroom. You said you were going to test the blood on the cloth to see if it was Iwata's. If you're the culprit, it's possible you're manipulating the results, right? I'll have to check it out with my own eyes. I understand. I don't see why not. You can follow me. Alright. The test results are in. It matches the composition of Iwata's blood, so it's definitely his. If so, we can consider it a done deal, right? You can think of it like that. In fact, if there's this much blood, there should be a large wound, but since none of us are injured, it's not hard to guess that it's Iwata's blood. Well, yeah, it's just a confirmation. Okay then. Oh. Here we go. Can I use my skill points or something? Hello everyone, this is school announcement. I'm starting to get tired of waiting. Shall we begin? I've been waiting for it. The class trial. Now I'll designate a meeting place. Meet at the red door on the first floor of the school. See you later. So that's what the red door that didn't open was for. The timing couldn't be better. Is this the beginning of the end? Yeah, we should get going. One way or another, the conclusion will draw itself. Let's go. We don't know what else Monokuma will do to us if we're late. Okay, let's go. Ah, here you are. What's the result? It's Iwata's blood, no doubt. Good, thanks. Nice work. So now that we're all here, I have a question for some of you. And I was wondering if you'd be willing to answer it for a second. Students nodded, a little puzzled. I'm sure you've heard all about the concert in your investigation. Who hasn't? No one raised their hand. Thanks, that makes it easier to explain. And the people who organized the concert with Shinano, Fukuoka, Tadaira, and me, I'd like to ask them a question. Did anyone else decide to organize the concert yesterday and tell anyone about it? The three of them looked at each other, and eventually they all shook their heads. No one said anything, right? I get it. Okay, next question. This is a question I ask everyone. Has anyone moved the kitchen knife out of the kitchen or moved the fabric from the scene to a location other than the warehouse? Again, no one raised their hand. Okay, thanks everyone. Shitanda, I did it because you asked me to, but do we really need this for the reasoning? I'm asking because I need to, and I'm kinda stuck. Really? I've got a clue, but don't trust it. Alright, just out of curiosity, Kuzu, you didn't apply to the question you just asked, did you? Of course I didn't do it. That's fine, thanks. As I listened to Shitanda, I approached Shinano. Shinano. What is it, Miyuki? Do you have something for me? I told you earlier that you should tell other people where the cloth came from. What happened to that? Yeah, I've been showing it to everybody. Good job. Did anyone say anything else, like they remembered seeing the cloth elsewhere, or that it wasn't just one cloth that looked like this? They didn't. They just nodded and said, yeah, that's the cloth. If there's any doubt, I'll show you a video of the Q&A. We can't neglect the little things. I'd appreciate it if you showed me. Shinano handed me a video camera and I played back a short clip. I think I can trust it. Good work and thanks. I said this and handed the video camera back to Shinano. Oh, my back. Don't forget to stretch, boys. Okay. But you're all here, right? Then, take the elevator up front. It will take you to the courtroom. This will be your class trial to decide your fate. But I'll be one step ahead and wait. I didn't realize they had a place like that underground. Let's go. We don't know anything about this trial and judging until we've been there. I'm honestly scared. A lot. We could die. Just calm down. Shitana says he's got a hunch, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Whoa now, if you put pressure on me like that, I might not be able to do my best performance. If you don't have a point, you can leave it alone, because forcing yourself to speak is not a skill. I just want you to do what you're asked and do it with integrity, okay? We can do this. Let's find the culprit. Oh, wait, what? No, I wasn't... Ugh. He's reduced to a caveman. It still doesn't feel real. Iwata is really dead. Huh. Okay. Dot. Yep. Good luck, Miyuki. Oh, you finally talked. What are you doing? Are you not going? Okay. Good combo. I'll be there with you, Miyuki. Well, I hope so. You'll die if you're not. In the meantime, I've got a video camera charged, so let me know if you need it. Cool. We'll find out the resentful killer. Hurry up. Miyuki, let's do our best. Even if there's little I can do right now, let's do our best anyway. The tragedy of it all is that there is a culprit who has taken away the right to a life that is so precious and more precious than anything else. I will go to this trial determined to find them. Okay. We need to win this trial so we can stay alive. It is shameful to ask, but I hope you can help me. Cool. Go to the class trial? Yep. Why would I wait? The elevator, we can use it? No regrets. It's too late for regrets. All that's left is the future. Iwata couldn't have been closer to the other students than I was, but at the end of the day, he was willing to walk away from his fears. The truth behind his death must be uncovered. I took a deep breath and pushed open the elevator door. Thump thump. With a deafening crash, the elevator plummeted downward, never ending. They were overwhelmed by the feeling that it was sinking deeper and deeper into the earth. No one dared to speak. Silence reigned in the unsteady light of the elevator. Undaunted by the anxiety of one death row inmate, or 14, the elevator went deeper, deeper, and deeper. Inmate. Inmate? Why am I pronouncing words weird? You're here. This space is... What do you think? This environment, I've put a lot of my own taste into it. Don't you get the feeling that we're really in a trial? That's a long way off, you cheap stinker. But even if you don't like it, this teacher was humming and hollering in anticipation of welcoming you all, was heartbroken by the malicious comments, the reality of the decline of education. Enough with the chatter. Let's get down to business. You will stand where your name is written. The name? Yeah, the trial seats are labeled with their names. For example, Mr. Dara, you can stand at the bench in front of you. Okay. As Monokuma said, we took our assigned seats and stood. Wow, this is a great picture. I'm so nervous my heart is about to explode. So let's get started. The first class trial. Can I buy skills first though? Okay. A trial for everyone's lives. We must win. We can live if we are able to explain Iwata's death. Iwata, I'm sorry. The very least I could do for you. I'll gladly carry your will behind me and move forward. Okay. There you go. And the curtain finally rises. A trial of our lives. A trial of lies. A trial of betrayal. A trial of reasoning. A trial of the acquittal. A trial of trust. A life or death. Class trial. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Yes, I would. Yes, please. What? What's wrong, you guys? Yeah, that's you. The one that put in the screen and ready to join the pounding class trial that will begin soon. Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. Monokuma suddenly invading right before the class trial is a plot twist that wasn't in the original. I'm here because I have a proposal for you. I shall be blunt. You can find out who the culprit is. Surprise? No surprise. Though he doesn't know it yet, Miyuki was already gathered all the information he needs to identify the culprit. This means that you, who saw and heard the exact same information as Miyuki, can reasonably identify the culprit. While we're at it, why don't we try to figure out the culprit? We'll be rewarding the players with an exclusive souvenir that only you can get this once. There's no penalty, of course, but if you're playing a deduction game and you're not deducing and simply just picking possible options on the fly, then feel free to skip this. If you guess the culprit and it's wrong, there's no penalty of having your save data melted away. It's just pure fun. So what do you think? Are you finally ready to think about who the culprit is? Sure, why not? Alright, I like this. I'll give you a list of suspects and your truth bullets, so go ahead and show off your deductive skills. Go! Should I censor this? Truth bullets, yeah. First thing, yeah. Noisy floor, yep. Generating Monokuma file, yep. Kizuki's account, concert, yep. Iwata got laundry room before 7 a.m. She left and went back to her private room. Everyone's alibi is, yep. Cloth, gray cloth, Iwata's body, and its crumpled target, very heavy. Ego's account, 7 p.m. Kanano's account, class source. Maybe I should censor this, to avoid spoilers or something. Well, you made your choice, and your guess may or may not be correct. The answer will be revealed in the class trial that follows. Let's begin. I'm gonna censor that part in order to avoid spoilers. I have a feeling because... Oh, there you go. Equip skill. Sure. Nothing. Okay. I got 0 over 2. Okay. Let me just save first. It's gonna be a long trial, I'm sure.